Sunny day, blunts in a backyard.
Hey guys, it's Steph back for another video, and today we're continuing Doki Doki Literature Club. I mean, I could definitely enjoy those kind of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri's into those kind of things. She's so silent with close on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that those kind of stories. They challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. Horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they want to have their own goals or their own philosophy that they believe in. Then suddenly, when you thought you related to a protagonist, they're made out they're made they're made out they're made they're made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. I can't do that voice. I'll try another one. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I'm not interested or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and running fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. Please stop me if I start talking too much. That's... I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. Ah, that's... well, that's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? You don't have to. What are you saying? Just a moment ago you said you were looking forward to it. Let me just get that book. I quickly retrieved the book that I put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip in the seat next to Yuri's. Ah, yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. That's... I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm never used to. That is reading in company with somebody. Me too, Yuri. Me too. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in a company. It's as I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry, I was just... Yuri, you really apologize a lot, do you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Ahahaha. Here, this will work, right? I slam my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them. Ah, I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way. Instead, I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here, Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of her book between her thumb and forefinger. Ah, I do this kawaii. I do the same with my right arm on the right page of the book. Kawaii desu ne. I hope I said that right. Sorry. That way I turn the page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. While I'm holding it like this, we're held even closer together than before. It actually kind of distracted me. It's as I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? Eh? To turn the page. Ah, sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. Ah, that's okay. We're not used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a little bit longer. A bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. You no longer ask me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turned it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flood over to her side as she as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey, Yuri! This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds you a little bit. You think? You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she also second guesses things all the time. All the things that she says and does, like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like it seeds your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. I see. You remain silent for a moment. But Stephanie, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. That's so embarrassing that you think that. Wait. Didn't mean in a bad way or anything. Sorry, didn't know that you were so conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I'm more meant that it's kind of cute. Ah, what are you saying all of a sudden? I. Okay, everyone. I think it's about time to share today's poems with each other. We might have enough time if we wait too long. Ah, Yuri exhales, spark from finishing his thought. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's not. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright, I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you? I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first two chapters in your own time. Alright, I stand up. I make a mental note where I left off in a book, then slip it back into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I had never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share it with? I can't wait! Saori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Saori is on a wrinkled sheet of loose paper, loosely torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. I know a lot of people pick this, but I'm picking it too. Your season most experienced, so I should start with her. I can trust her opinion to be fair. She reads the poem, I noticed her eyes lighten. Exceptional. Yeah. Yay. What was that? What? Didn't I say that out loud? Did I say it out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, then ends up covering her whole face. He's, you really did anything wrong, Yuri. Yeah? I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Ah. Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. It's actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traced her finger along the words in the poem as she's breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there's certain writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick it up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they try to tend to pick up a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressive are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There's so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased though. Biased? How? Uh, um, well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. Not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself or me or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thoughts, process behind it. Your smile dreamily as that's a rare opportunity to her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. The 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 um, something of my hair illuminates beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining sweet light to love was withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue green line of the future. I bathe calm breathing, something of the present while living in the past. The light flickens. I flicker back. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking of that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Ah, well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Eh? That's, relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short? I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest, since it's the first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little bit more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghost theory? Ooh. Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Stephanie. Really? I must have I missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance at it over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and express experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering in the last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn, but putting it that way, I haven't even thought of that. That's impressive. Eh? It's nothing really. Yours was impressive too, so. Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think you think so? Yeah, of course. Ah, you know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Stephanie. Ah, me too. Hmm, let's go with Monica. Hi, Stephanie. Having a good time so far? Hi, yeah, good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new at everything, if you ever have suggestions for the club and new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring up things up, okay? Alright, I keep that in mind. And of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Ah ha ha. Don't worry, Stephanie. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's not it's that sort of barrier that we all learn to get past soon. Yep, that's true. I am Monica, my poem. Mm-hmm. Great job, Stephanie. I was going to ooh in my hand while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. This is easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way, it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. I guess it worked anyway. You know that you're like stuff for writing, right? It's kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. I like Ori who likes using simple direct words to describe happiness and sadness. You really like to when the readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all the nuisances. It can take years of practice, while I'm certain Yuri has at this point. I never really asked though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near a level yet. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things. I'm sure I end up trying different things a lot. It could be a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I love to see you try on new things. What's the best way to find the the kind of style that suits you? Everyone else might be a little bit biased towards their own kinds of styles, but I'll be always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Ah ha ha. Ah ha ha ha. Anyway, you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to be not very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in the wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction of the spackle protrudes. No, I know he's a neighbor, angry boyfriend. I'll never know I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel blind like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas, I think. Already switched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's this little hole. It wasn't too bright. It wasn't too deep. Scratching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I resolved none that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out, and he on the other side was looking in. So what do you think? It's very freeform, that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gone pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be very powerful. What was the inspiration behind to this one? Ah, well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you can say that I had some sort of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming out strongly. Me after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's random tip of the day. Sometimes when you write a poem or story, your brain gets too fixated on a certain point. If you try to so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Let's go with Atsuki. Hmm? Well, it's about expected. It's what I expected for someone like you. That's a little blunt. Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. It just didn't evoke any emotions. So basically, it's not cute enough for your taste. Do you want to get smacked? I'll pass. Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Now that you like it. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, owls can seek, owls, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try. That's about it. Yeah, I told you you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks their writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of your poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like it when it's easy to read, but it's too hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be very disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more on the weight on the wordplay. Like I set up a rhyme at the end, but it then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last time. So you did. I guess it's more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. This is a good poem, Stephanie. Are you sure it's your first time? Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time? Yeah, I guess you're right. But that's why you impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously. Or you would or you thought you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy that you wrote one. It just reminds me how you're really a part of the club now. Not to mention the fact I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that does not mean I break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Stephanie. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people. That's something only really good people do. Thanks, Rory. I'm not sure Sorry you see the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing that how much this means to her and all. Yeah, and I'm gonna make sure that you have lots of fun here, okay? That will be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm gonna hold you to that then. Yay! Now you're really, now, now you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. We'll see about, we'll see about that. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blind in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kiss my forehead to help me out of bed, making me something to sleepy for my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you testing me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Sayori, this is the guest spot. Did you wait till this morning to write this? No, just a little bit. You can't just answer just a little bit to yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about myself. Don't be mean. I'd still try my best. Yeah. I didn't mean to say like that was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds just like you. Really? Really? Yeah. Especially that last line. I made eggs and toast. Even though you were late to school. It's bad to get breakfast. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. This was so much fun. Monica's the best. Yeah. But next time I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I look forward to it. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a little bit more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if it's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. It's just a literature club after all. I sighed. I guess that's where I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sarah and Monica happily chatting. My eyes landed on Yuri and Natsuki. They're gingerly staring sheet of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watched each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyes furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's this language? Eh? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess I could say it's fancy. Ah, thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was just trying to say something nice. Eh? You mean I tried hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it didn't really come out nice at all. Um, well, I do have a couple suggestions. Hmm. If I was like suggestions, I would ask someone who actually liked it, which people did, by the way. Sorry liked it, and Stephanie did too. So based on that, I'd gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. Nah, it's definitely like my poem too, you know. You even told me you was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh, I didn't realize you're so invested in trying to impress her. You remember Yuri? Yeah? That's not what I. Ooh. You're just. You're sensible as well. I mean, you're just child that definitely appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. Huh? And how did you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I could deliberately go out of my way, make everything I do overly cutesy. Uh, uh, um, is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the, I wasn't the one whose magic grew a size bigger. As soon as Stephanie starts showing up, Natsuki. Natsuki, that's a little. This sounds wrong of you. I don't like fighting, guys. Suddenly, Pop Girls turns toward me they just noticed I was standing there. Stephanie, she's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she can get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, this wouldn't be. Then it wouldn't happen in the first place. What's the point of making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning of should jump out of the reader, not force them to not force them out to figure out. Help me explain that to her, Stephanie. Wait. There's a reason why we have so many deep, expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessary, limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Stephanie? Um, well, how did I get dragged to this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whoever I could give, this will be think more highly of me. Well, let's say right here, and I'll see you all next time.